Howdy everybody, it's John. Welcome back to the old homestead. So I was reminded by the good old YouTube folks this week that I guess it's our 1 year anniversary of making these videos. And while I've tried to stay on top of it and put one out every week, there's been some I missed, like I don't know, last week. There's just so much going on right now that it's been a little difficult to keep up. But we've we've made some incremental progress. Volleyball's coming to an end, so that's that'll be a good thing for the farm, because it means the girls will be around a little bit more often to help me out, even though they're about to leave for a big tournament in Florida. Here comes the pigs. I'm coming out for morning feeding. So yeah, the girls are getting ready to head out for Orlando. So I'm excited for the girls to get to go down and play some volleyball, see some family, and if they're lucky they'll get to go to the beach or something. That would be kind of cool. Y'all be good. Since we don't have anybody up in the barn, which I don't normally do. Now, we moved Fig and her babies yesterday down the hill, which I'll show you in a minute. Now, we moved them. We got some pretty good storms come through yesterday. And I mentioned a while back that when, obviously downhill is that way. So water's been running through the barn and it got a little damp in there. So we moved her and her babies down. Now, we did lose a baby yesterday. Not any issue with the water or anything. It was a runt, it was weak, and we had been watching it, and unfortunately it just didn't make it. So we got her moved. Everybody else is getting chunky. Let me count pigs here. All right, looks like we got everybody today. It's hard to count them pigs when they get bunched up and they're moving. I think we've had a few that have been enjoying the neighbor's pasture. So yeah, getting everything set up here. Boy, this mulberry tree is looking good. I think it's really shot up. So the boys down there are ready to get fed. Let me see if I can, a little zoom. They're waiting. So the dahlia beds here, big finger. Well, I guess I don't need to. You see them there. Looks like a spider web right now with the white string, but that's the support system. We got, I think she's got 5 rows planted right now, which is good. And then we got all the mamas and babies, Fig and her crew and Sweet Caroline and her crew. So let's get them fed before they get upset. Which nobody likes upset pigs. So yeah, it's been busy around here. We are still working. Clara has had a terrible run with her epilepsy lately. She's had a couple seizures and she's hit her head a couple times. She did have a mild concussion after one of them, so we had to go through that protocol. So it's been a little tough, a little stressful, but she's handling it well. And we're still working with the doctors to try to sort out what's going on. Hey, piggies. Pigs are hungry. So yeah, between the seizures and, you know, we still have another medical issue with Clara we're trying to get sorted out. So when we, you know, did our video for this starting this year, and, you know, just talking about the things we want to do, and man, it's been a tough go. But Clara is resilient. She is happy. We're trying to keep her as stress-free as possible. Well, these little babies here are really starting to get on that feed. They are chunky, and they are only a week older than these little squirts. So these, I mean, these are chunky little piglets, don't get me wrong. Absolutely gorgeous. So we lost the little ginger runt, and then there was a little chocolate runt that came out with these two that didn't make it. It was considerably smaller than the other pigs. Man, these guys are cute. So anyway, that's been consuming a lot of our time with Clara, and doctors, and just worry and stress. But everything here on the farm's going okay. We're about to have a big pig sale, and I would say the bulk of these babies are going to be for sale. We got a lot of pigs out on the farm. We're sitting on about 46 right now, I think, and I don't think we're going to do any more breeding this year. We only bred these two sows this spring, so I don't think there's any need for us to breed anymore. It's still a nightmare to get a processor. So you can't get pigs processed. It doesn't do any good to keep cranking out piglets. I know one pig that's spoken for that will get moved here sometime in the near future. So, and that's Greta Pinstripes. She's a beast. She's a whopper. I can't hardly tell her apart from her mama these days. She's so big. So let these pigs eat. I gotta get some water going here. It's been not really all that warm around here. I mean, it's probably in the low 70s right now, 50% humidity. I mean, you couldn't ask for a nicer day. As you can see, the sun's just starting to peek out. We're gonna have some overcast conditions for the next week, but I'd say last week we got about 1 inch of rain, which we really needed. But I mean, it was hardly enough to settle the dust. I don't know if we'll cut the grass this week. I mean, the clover looks good, and I don't mind the clover because the bees have been out here really working it over. So bees are happy, I'm happy. Hey pigs, I got a little bit of feed left in the bucket I'll give y'all. I just went and picked feed up. So they'll have some fresh groceries. So yeah, talking about Clara isn't a woe is us. I mean, everybody's got their problems. You know, there's a lot more going on around here than just farm animals and rubbing pig bellies. I got to get out here and get some of this pasture knocked down. Now, when I did the big mowing earlier, I didn't mow up here because it really didn't need it, and now it does. So I need to get my cutter hooked back up, and I noticed some of the goldenrods really starting to come back in. Like I said, I don't mind it around like some of the trees and stuff, because I'll let the bees do what bees do with that. But out here in the middle of the pasture, I don't need goldenrod growing. So I just want to make sure I get it mowed again before it goes to seed. So, you know, this past year we worked on the barn a pretty good bit. Of course, we had the horses then, and I started setting this barn up to put in, you know, 2 horse stalls over here and then have some pig stalls. And now that both our horses have passed, I guess I can reconfigure that. I'm not gonna do the door like I was going to. I need to still finish up the overhead over here, but that has been a good add. It's nice to be able to get some stuff out of the weather, and so far that's working out really good. And I still need to get the hayloft cleaned out because I'm gonna have to start bringing in hay here soon for the cows. There is you know, 2 cows. I'm gonna be doing square bales. I'm not quite sure how many bales I'm gonna need, but that'll be a good bit of work to get those brought in. So need to get this tree knocked down. Need to start burning out these Osage stumps. Like I said, we're gonna build a new chicken coop down here, not in that whole area that I just outlined with my finger, but it'll go in that area, and it's gonna have some permanent runs. We had some predator issues lately. They have not got into the chickens. However, you know, something got into there, tried to get into the coop. They were unsuccessful. We've had a fox on the property that has been here in broad daylight. Not what I like to see, but Jillian's got some ideas on a new coop design we can put down there. We want to make sure we keep them contained. The last thing I want is them in there digging up the dahlias. This is a good experiment for Amanda this year. She has not grown dahlias before. She's very excited. So far she's doing well. Some of these are from tuber, some are from seed. So she's really honing her skills in the greenhouse, and I've been pretty impressed with what she's been able to do, especially with the poor little old greenhouse we got over there. You see it there in the distance. Now the garden looks good. So I got up yesterday morning to go to work, and I jumped a bunch of deer. They were over by my truck where I park, which is right across from the garden. And you know, they run down the hill. Ooh, got a ladybug right here. Like seeing ladybugs. They run down the hill, jumped the creek, and went on about their business. So I get home yesterday evening from work, and we had some storms blow through, so I wanted to see how much rain we got. We go over to check my rain gauge, and I look in the raised bed right there, and all of our lettuce is gone. And I was like, you know, I was hopeful that maybe the girls came out and topped the lettuce and had them a nice salad for lunch. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case. The deer have found our garden. Now, the only thing they ate was the lettuce, so, you know, could have been worse. But, you know, it's just one more thing. You know, Doofenshmirtz said that cows are the natural enemy of grass. So I guess deer are going to be the natural enemy of our garden. But anyway, Amanda's rose is looking good here. Now my son and his family came by, and I got him on the side-by-side to go out and look at the cows, and just letting him drive. And he did me a solid and hit this post and broke it off at the ground. So I've been needing to pull this and re-wicker this corner so it's correct, but he went ahead and did that for me. So Michael, if you're out there watching, I still haven't finished this. Anyway, little stuff like that, not a big deal. But getting here and start cleaning this up. Like I said, this overhead has worked out really well. I still need to trim this metal back, get a gutter put on. I want to get a couple of these rain barrels over here. I don't like my equipment being here. I don't know where else to put it right now. You know, if this had a good solid gravel base out here, it might be a little bit different. I got some wood and ladders right there I need to get picked up so we can get cleaned up back to that wall. So those rain barrels I'd like to get used. The tractor's out here. I've been doing a lot of work with it lately. See the rain we had yesterday, trying to help me clean out the bucket. So anyway, there's a lot of weeds coming in. You know, tree of heaven stuff back here, sumacs, whatever you want to call them, are popping up again. So I need to get out there with Cindy loppers and get those things knocked out. But man, it's been really nice weather. A lot drier, like I said, than we needed it to be. But you know, I guess we're getting rain often enough to keep things healthy. I would just like to see, sorry, I thought I was stepping on something there. Just like to see a little bit more rain. Now, last year we had a very, very dry July. I mean, to the point where I don't think we got any rain in July, no measurable rain anyway. And you know, we still get our water out of the spring house, so we were having problems with running out of water. You know, I got all these pigs. Not good to run out of water. Now, the creek never goes, I say never, has not gone dry. So I'm looking at getting maybe you know, a gas-powered water pump, something I could toss a line into the creek and run across, and if I have to water the pigs straight from the creek, which is basically what they're getting now. The water out of our spring house branches off to the hoses before it gets into the filtration and treatment system and all of that, so I'm not treating all the water that the animals are getting, which is perfectly fine for them, not so much for us. But so yeah, I cut that huge comfrey back. It is already coming back in nice and thick. You know, we got some weeding to do in here, but yeah, the deer came in and they really only ate the tops off the lettuce there. If you can see that, I wouldn't even say they did a phenomenal job on it, but I mean, I'm sure it was good. I mean, I'd snuck a couple leaves and thought it was tasty. But I guess they've been eating out of this little garden as well, which we have some daylilies. There might be a couple herbs in there. There's some roses and some other things that I can't name because Amanda does all that. But the groundhog that's been digging up everything that we've been planting seems to have taken a break. So he's left a lot of this alone. And the plants we have back up here, I need to get into those bees. I couldn't give you a status on them right now if I had to. But yeah, this is where all the deer were at. And I scared them off. You could hear them just tearing through the brush down that hill. And then when I was pulling out the drive, they were down jumping the creek. And a lot of times they'll jump the creek and go under the road bridge down there and just head on down the way. All right, so anyway, I just wanted to make a quick video, get this out, kind of let y'all know what's going on. I really want to thank everyone. We had, you know, no expectations of people subscribing to our channel, viewing our videos, and we have obviously well surpassed that expectation. And we don't get a lot of views, you know, compared to some of the other channels out there, I guess, but I don't really compare us to other channels. The purpose of these videos, one, is to share just what we have going on around here. Maybe they'll inspire somebody to get out and take on this lifestyle. I know homesteading is really blowing up these days, but I've had fun going back and looking at the videos we've made and just seeing how things have changed. You know, the kids are growing, the pigs are growing, the farm is changing, and you know, I've gotten a lot of enjoyment going back and looking at that. So anyway, those of you who have watched our videos, who have subscribed to our channels, or to our channel, we only have one. Clara has a channel, 1808 Farm Anderson. I'll try to put a link in. She puts some videos out. Sometimes they have to do with the farm, sometimes they don't, but you know, she's 13, she's having a good time. So we don't post as many shorts on YouTube as we were doing, one, because you know, we went from getting, you know, thousands of views every couple days to getting nothing. I mean, there were literally videos that got, I think, no views. I don't know what changed. So we kind of stopped putting shorts on YouTube and start putting them on Instagram and Facebook, and you know, the views are still there. Different audience, I guess. But those folks who see us out there on Facebook and Instagram, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. I thought that was the cow. That's one of the pigs. So yeah, they're probably wanting more water. So anyway, thank you very much. We greatly appreciate everybody who's watched, liked, subscribed, shared our videos. Those of you who comment, thank you. The Kunekune community is still growing. In the last year, I've seen a lot more crossbreeding with the Kunees, which I know everybody wants to create the next greatest thing that everybody's going to want. It's also introduced a lot of problems where people are selling purebred Kunees out on the internet, and people are getting pigs that aren't Kunees. So if you're interested in getting into the Kunekune pigs, just make sure you reach out to, you know, somebody who's a breeder registered in one of the herd books, and talk to them, see their pigs, do some research, learn about them. If you want an Idaho pasture pig, go get an Idaho pasture pig. Don't try to get a Kuney and make your own Idaho pasture pig. You know, people are crossbreeding these with everything, probably from Hampshires down to a damn piney wood rooter. Who the hell knows? But crossbreeding these pigs, you may get characteristics that you don't necessarily want. So I will say that's been a big thing over the last year. Just seeing the quality of some Kuneys being sold not being what it should. And I'm not knocking any of that. This is, hey, go out and do you. Do what you want to do. If you want to buy a pig like that, I raise Kuneys for what they are. They're slow growing. They're a lard pig. They're not large. And that's what I like. You know, if you want to do something else, by all means, go for it. They're still an expensive breed. Prices, I think, are going to go down a little bit. The problem right now is the cost of everything else is through the roof. And people are wanting pigs for free, basically, and it's not going to happen. I'm not going to lower my prices when my inputs are double what they were last year, and even more than that from 2 years ago. So there's a lot that goes into these animals. So yeah, if you're looking at getting in a coon, you still expect to spend a little bit. But anyway, I'm off on a tangent. I'm about to do some waters here, and then I got a bunch of farm work to do. I'll try to get this video out today. Just wanted to do a quick check-in. Like I said, 1 year on YouTube. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it. Clara, you know, another thing that I wanted to do with her is teach her a little bit of video editing, and her skills for the short form content is probably way better than mine. You know, I'll just take a video and give it some crazy title and pop it out there, and she goes through and does editing and does some cool stuff. So yeah, that's where we are. I mean, I'd like to hear from you all. Some things maybe you want to see. Do you want to hear us talk more about dahlias? I got a million ideas for videos to put out about pigs. You know, it's just getting the time to make them. The garden, you know, getting into homesteading. We talked about finding property, and there's just so much to discuss. And I've had some great conversations with people who are wanting to move away from the life that they currently live and start doing a more, you know, rural type homesteading lifestyle. There are some things to consider in doing that, but I'm not going to discourage anyone. Like I said, if you can find property and make it work, you know, you can only eat the elephant one bite at a time, though. So, you know, definitely make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, and don't take too big of a jump, you know, especially when it comes to buying animals and things like that. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Y'all be good.